It's your boy Bleeves. Everybody listen up. Let's get it. I'm trying to put money in your pocket. That crypto wallet. That bing bada bing ching ching big profit. Even when the market's sideways, I'm looking for ways to get paid. I'm checking my coins around breakfast, then again around bedtime. Bet this, it's not financial advice, but I'm always right. 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 Never looking back since I changed my ways. I'm on that good life tip today. I'm looking for the good life, good life. Sitting on top of the world. I wanna be shining like diamonds and pearls. I want you to go there with me, girl. I'm looking for the good life, good life. Baby, we can have it all. We can make love out of waterfalls. I'm living that good life after all. Yeah. La da da da. Good life, sitting by the fire. La da day, good life, feeling that breeze. La da da da, good life, taking you higher.
What is going on, everybody? I hope you're having a great morning. My name is Bleeves. I know you've been looking at the charts, wondering what is going on. And I wish I had like the great answer for you, but this is just the normal steps that happen when we get into a situation where the Fed and the FOMC is about to do their bullshit, whatever that bullshit might be. This is just how it bees sometimes. So don't panic, don't cheat, like don't worry. I'm going to give you to the best of my ability a bunch of news as fast as I possibly can today, so that we can move into looking at some charts and stuff like that. But there is a ton to cover. So let's just break into it and let's see how this goes. Pre-market futures up just a little bit as people wait for the FOMC minutes. Not even close to altcoin season, but we did have a meme coin season. And I said we did. Does that mean that it's over? I don't think that it's over, but there has been a pause in it. If you come to the charts and you go down here, you'll see 77% decline on DGen, 60% decline on GME, 54% decline on Wonka, a 50% decline on Bull, 40% decline on Nezuko, 40% decline on Bob, 30% decline on Cult, 27% on Pepe, 18% on Optimus, 10% on Wojak. And then coming up here, you do see a little bit positive up at the top. Musk, but it seems to be fading. Baby Bob, which seems to also be fading. Pooh still having a little bit of a run, up 13%, and then Bobo up 15%. But the usual suspects like Volt down 3%, just added a zero again. I mean, you don't like to see that, but look, we've been here before. It's no big deal, right? Pooh might run. You know what? They all might run. It's every single one of these on this list is going to have a run at some point. Right now, it's just a matter of timing. Now, when you come over here and look at the broader market, then what you see is Bitcoin having that downward pressure. What's happening? Well, we're pricing it back in. Now, is this a violent sort of move like we got yesterday? No, it's not, which means that if there is some movement going, there's a lot of nervousness right now, and it means that they're not targeting longs and shorts, and we're not targeting these pockets. I think that we'll see some violent moves today, but I think that the worst part might be over. But that's going to depend on the Fed. Now, the other thing to consider here is if the Fed does 25 basis point hike, and then after they do that, if Jerome Powell comes out, remember, we're going to get the information at 1 p.m. Central Standard Time, and then Jerome Powell is going to come out and he's going to pull up like a crate so he can reach the He can reach the microphone like a big boy. Then he'll step up and he'll start talking. And what he's going to basically say at that point is what's going to matter. Now, if he says that next time we talk, we're going to be considering a rate pause, then these markets will have a little more positivity to them. I think that they're starting to feel an enormous amount of pressure because they've been over aggressive because they screwed everything up. They're the ones that they're the ones that created this disaster that we're in right now with the economies. And to be fair, if you look across the board, by the way, Balaji settled his bet that Bitcoin is now, and he's agreeing that it is not going to 1 million. He was looking at a massive banking collapse. He's not even close. So, I mean, there's this underlying sentiment of negativity, and it's not matching up. So now you're seeing a drain on, and basically you're seeing a drain on the market. You look at the Dow Jones; it's been getting dunked on as well. This is the hourly chart. You saw a little relief yesterday, but when you go into the day chart, you saw this massive sell-off, followed by that from that massive sell down as well. So, you know, here we are, and you're creating these gaps because there's wide there's wide differences between in the overnights. So, you know, today we'll settle some of this. So we'll find out what happens. But here, let's do something fun, right? So I'm always looking for meme coins, and there's this new one out there. It's not super new, but sometimes you go to the website and you're just like, oh my God, you got to be kidding me. Well, its name is Bull, right? For bull market. And it's down, bouncing off the 200 SMA, as you can see over here. Not sure it's going to do anything. But again, like every other token in this space, it could run to a 30 million market cap just based on the hype, zero tax. So, you know, and look at the trade volume over here. You're not seeing anything in the last few minutes, but leading up to it, you were seeing a little bit of activity. Now, again, there's a pause going on right now. But here's the thing. When you go to their website, knocked it out of the park. The name of their website is Bears Are Fucked. The Bull is Back. And then it says press to fuck a bear. And then it says bullish links and pamp it. And the bull map here is fuck bears. Capo was wrong. And we are so back. So, I mean, these guys are just, this is ridiculous. No taxes, no bullshit, just bull. 92% of the tokens were sent to the liquidity pool, and the liquidity was burnt. Our contract is also renounced. The other 8% supply will be used mainly for centralized exchange listings as well as marketing. You can view this wallet easily as we have registered it with the ENS Bull CEX wallet. And there we go. Like these guys are having just a ball with it, and they're starting to get shout outs from people like Kong Trading and guys like that. With the idea that they believe that this thing could run from a 2.5 million market cap up to a 30 million market cap. You know, again, this is just another one of these. There's so much going on in this market right now. These things are about to pump back up, right? We're getting to the point where these things are about to pump back up. So how high does bull go? I don't know. But if you have any capital on the sidelines, then, I mean, at least consider it and look at it. They're having fun with it. Run this through a token sniffer. Do what you got to do. Go through Advantis. As a matter of fact, I got a premium account to Advantis. So I'm going to check that out for you guys, and I'll let you know how I like that. And if we do, then maybe we'll do a sponsorship or something like that, where we'll start using Advantis exclusively on the channel instead of Token Sniffer to check these tokens out. So, and I the guys did reach out to me for that. Not Justin Moonshot, by the way. Still haven't talked to him. But you know, we'll see what's happening. Anyway, let's move on. We spent enough time on this bullshit. We're going through news pretty quickly here. This is why you can't trust these people. These people are just like, Jesus Christ. Like, is there no, oh my God. Is there nobody that's an editor anymore? Do these people just toss shit up and hope for the best? This is getting to be ridiculous, right? So look at this right here. Shiba Inu whale buys 221 million SHIB tokens in a single transaction. To that I say, big fucking deal, right? Like, that's not a lot. Why is that a thing? And so I didn't understand. So then I started to go look. There's got to be some kind of transaction, right? So blah 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 blah. Latest purchase was worth 2.23 million. And are you shitting me? So then I went like, let's go find the transaction. So I went and found the transaction. It's 221 billion. They got a bitch on watcher.guru who can't even add. And her name is Sahana Karan. She can't even add. And not only that, she better not be an editor, but her editor just absolutely ignored it. So anyway, the actual news is that a Shiba Inu whale bought 221 billion SHIB tokens in a single transaction. So yeah, that happened. Not that you would know from this clown and her stupid article, but yeah, that happened. And then there was one more thing over here because, burns have been very, very small for just a little while. Here we go. You can now become a SHIB billionaire. It's on the same. It's look at this shit. Okay, look at this shit right here. Okay, this is bonkers. Like how checked out do you have to be when you're doing 221 million and the guy right before you is posting you can now become a SHIB billionaire with only $10,000. Oh my god. Oh my god. Now here's the good thing for those of you that are interested. Shiba Inu burn spikes 30,000% as price removes another zero. But here's the thing. Somebody burned 1 billion tokens out of a single wallet yesterday, which boom, not a whole, it's not a lot. I mean, guys, we have to recognize it's not even enough to move a chart, but it is something, and it is a little bit to get SHIB back in the news. But now is not the time. So if you're SHIB, just pamp that shit for a little bit. You guys are altcoins. It's an altcoin market. There's, we're going to see the market is different today. Now, in big news, SUI has launched the new Ethereum killer today. And what you need to know here, why is it being hyped? And it's being hyped because it can do 300,000 transactions per second. This far exceeds Solana and has a big speed advantage in confirmation time. Solana needs around 20 seconds. SUI is only 250 milliseconds. And if I said SUI and some of you came into the room and looked to see if there was something to eat, you got a problem. In addition to SUI's high throughput and low latency, so this is a big deal, right? Tokenomics. So this launched today. Binance has it on their website already, which is how I got it. I got a notice at 2:30 this morning that that SUI had been listed on Binance. Now, in addition to that, yesterday you might have noticed that CZ Binance accused Justin Sun of manipulation on something and never really listed what it was. It was the SUI launch. Now, Justin Sun has issued an apology and said like, oh, yeah, my bad. So, these guys, Jesus Christ, Justin Sun is the worst. Guys, the fact that he was shorting, the fact that he shorted the USDC and then went long on the USDC and made a ton of money, that's cool. If that's your thing, sure, as an investor, but man, don't let people find out about that shit. Like, do a private wallet. Like, don't put that out there for people to see. That's just bad faith, right? You're the guy who runs a centralized exchange. You should be above the fray, and you shouldn't be caught up in it by doing stupid shit. I mean, it's not like you don't own a centralized exchange where you can wash your wallet and nobody will ever know. You know what I mean? Like, if you're going to do it like the pros at BlackRock or Citadel or something like that, or the pros at JP Morgan. Talk mad shit about Bitcoin while you're buying it the whole time. And speaking of those dirt bags, let's close that one out. JP Morgan Chase CEO Jamie Dimon says the purchase of First Republic Bank pretty much resolves the U.S. banking crisis. So I don't know if that is the case or not, but Jamie Dimon now says there may be another smaller one, but this is pretty much resolves them all. This part of the crisis is over. Now, we talk, Jamie Dimon all the time says a lot of bad shit about cryptocurrency, and he hasn't been right yet. So does he mean anything by this? I think part of here's the thing. Is he telling the truth? I'm not sure if he's telling the truth. He might be telling the truth in his own mind, as it were, but I don't think that it is the absolute truth. It's an opinion only, and this opinion only cost him $700 billion because that's what JP Morgan paid the US government for First Republic Bank. So they basically bought the bank, and now they want to tell you everything's fine. Do you know why? Because it's good for their bottom line to smooth everything out and calm everything. Because another big just absorbed another big, and now there's less banks, and now there's less options, and he now has more control. So why wouldn't you be smiling as you devour the corpse? Do you know what I mean? Like these jackals, these banks are just, and look, the Liz Warrens of the world, like Jamie Dimon, these dirtbags, they're going to keep doing it. They're going to keep doing it. And look, like he said, there may be another small one. No, it's going to be a big bank. It'll be a big bank that falls. And he was going to be like, well, you know what? That was just, we couldn't anticipate that. But you know what it's going to be? It's going to be a fairly decent sized bank, not a smaller. It'll be a fairly decent sized bank, and it's going to get bought up by Wells Fargo, or it's going to get bought up by another one of these big banks. And we're just going to be looking on the sidelines like, oh, Jesus Christ, Bitcoin moon. So we never have to see this shit ever again. By the way, if you haven't already, get your Volti card, because paying with crypto, that's the new black, right? Or is it orange? I don't know. One of them is, but get yourself a Volti card. Get yourself into crypto and spend your crypto instead of spending your cash. Get yourself out of the banking system. You are under the control of both the government and the banking system, because the banking system buys and pays for the government. So get out of it. Get yourself out while you still have time. Now, let's keep going. Ron DeSantis vows to prohibit CBDC, woke politics, and financial surveillance in Florida. So he vows to prohibit CBDCs. That's the centralized bank digital currency. This is a great thing, right? Woke politics, dude, stop sucking somebody's right-wing D and grow up, right? Woke politics, there are some silly things, right? But his group of people do some silly shit too, right? The one thing that we should focus on here, CBDC and financial surveillance. That's liberty. That's liberty. And we're supposed to have liberty and justice for all, and all of that kind of shit, right? That the American dream offers, right? There are plenty of things to like about what is going on right here. And remember, one of the things, Ron DeSantis is a Bitcoin proponent. Donald Trump is a Bitcoin opponent. Donald Trump said that he thinks that Bitcoin is an attack on the US dollar. So there's only one thing that you can trust when it comes to Donald Trump, and that's this.
I'm about to drop some hugely powerful alpha. And that's what they call it. They call it alpha, believe me. Okay? And not many people know this, but alpha means that I know big things, strong things, powerful things. So here's the alpha, folks. If you want to be hugely rich like me, you got to join and subscribe to the BLEEVESCRYPTO YouTube channel. You got to become a member, because many people say, quite frankly, it's the strongest YouTube channel out there. It's fantastic. It's the best. So let me know what you think, folks. Funny Donald out.
And if you can't trust Donald Trump, maybe you can trust Ron DeSantis. I don't know. But he is a proponent of cryptocurrency and not financial surveillance and CBDCs. So, guys, we're getting close to the time where you're going to have to start making some hard decisions about the people that you are voting for, and voting for the people who support your life and lifestyle. It's going to be very important. It's going to be incumbent upon you to make your voice heard. So at least look at this guy and consider, like, some of his policies might be crazy to you, but CBDC is even crazier in the long term, and financial surveillance and the prevention of that should be paramount. And if you're one of those people who say, well, yeah, but what about those people who are attacking America? Shut the fuck up. They're still, most of these people are still Americans. And if they're in America, they're entitled to the same freedoms and protections and liberty that you're entitled to. So don't create a surveillance state because you're nervous. It's pretty simple, right? And that is basically cryptocurrency in a nutshell. Don't create a surveillance state. Next up, the Biden administration reiterates a desire for a 30% tax on Bitcoin miners' electricity uses. Well, what if it's 100% clean energy like the one in Texas? What if it's 100% clean energy and they're selling the energy back to the state of Texas? Well, what are you going to do then? Are they going to still have to pay a 30% tax? That's absolutely ridiculous. So Biden administration should shut the fuck up too, and we should be voting them out. Now, I don't have a better option. I mean, I can say this, that if Donald Trump gets the nod, we have the same problem that we have with the Biden administration, because he considers Bitcoin to be an attack on the US dollar. But, guys, I mean, you're going to have to make a hard decision coming up pretty soon. So just be very careful with, pay attention to what's going on around you and vote your conscience. Next up, Bitcoin observers believe, crypto observers believe Bitcoin rally may stall if Powell does not signal an end to tightening. Now, I just said that a little while ago, but they are reinforcing this. If we don't get something where he says, look, this is going to be about the end of the rate hikes, we're going to pause right now. If you're not hearing rate pause, the Fed will announce its interest. And here's what they say. The Fed will announce its interest rate decision. Powell will speak at the post-meeting press conference. The Fed funds futures show traders expect the central bank to raise one final time by 25 basis points to the 5 to 5.2% range, ending the so-called tightening cycle that roiled cryptocurrencies last year. Further, traders are pricing rate cuts starting in July. That's a problem, because I don't think we're going to see that. It's possible, but it's not likely. The dovish expectations have strengthened as multiple uncertainties have recently risen in the form of debt ceiling, recession fears, crisis at regional banks, and bearish speculative fervor in banking stocks. Now, one of the things that we were hoping for when we started to see the U.S. government printing money, because, hey, look, printing money is good for them. It's not good for you, because you're a people, and you as people don't count. You just vote, right? But the idea here is they printed $500 billion to bail themselves out of another banking crisis, but the money was not used to go back into the market like it was when we were printing money and just giving it to people for sitting at home. It's not the same thing. They were printing money for the banks so that the banks can continue to operate, but not to lend. It was so they can pay their bills. So we didn't get the breakdown that we wanted. Now, look, a lot of people are hedging and betting that the U.S. That the U.S. government, the U.S. dollar, everything is nearing a collapse phase, and that's what a lot of people are betting on right now. And that's where some of this speculation is coming from, and that's creating additional fears and bearish sentiment. But overall, I think that what we're finding here is that the United States is a little bit more resilient than a lot of these guys are doing. A lot of these guys are just saying, hey, look, me no likey, so am going to be bad. Boo. And you know what? The DXY is still spiking. The DXY is still running it up. The US dollar is still presenting itself as strong. BRICS is doing its thing, and it's getting shrugged off at this point. Now, it doesn't mean long term that it won't, because all of these, look, if you're 90 plus years old and you call yourself a financial advisor, then you're getting on your cane and you're going, well, so you're seeing the breakdown, and it's you haven't seen it in the markets yet, but it's already there and we're already all dead. So you might as well buy yourself a casket or whatever the fuck they say. But they have no idea what's going on. You know what I mean? Like they're good at making money, but they're good at making money because they made money, not because they're brilliant, but because the market just keeps going up, right? So if you have the capital to throw into a market that continues to go up, guess what? Your money just goes up. And all you have to do is keep betting on your money to go up, and you become a billionaire. It's the way that it worked for these guys, okay? It's not rocket science. It's just having excess capital. And that's what happened, you know? That's what happened for all of these guys. And we look at them like, oh, they're super smart, shrewd people. No, they're not. They're no smarter than anybody else. They're no smarter than you. They just weren't scared at a time, and they had some extra money on hand where they could sit on something for a while and watch it moon. That's all. So now move on. Bitcoin BRC-20 standard becomes a new destination for meme tokens. So we're starting to see meme tokens show up on the BRC-20 network. And now those are called ordinals. The Bitcoin BRC token standard has become the latest trend in the crypto ecosystem, especially after the Pepe meme coin rise. A total of 8,500 different tokens have been minted using the BRC-20 standard, with the majority of these BRC tokens being meme coins such as Pepe and Memetic. BRC-20 is an experimental token standard on the Bitcoin blockchain modeled on Ethereum's ERC-20. It allows programmers to create and send fungible tokens via the Ordinals protocol. So you're able to create meme tokens now on the Bitcoin network. And I mean, here you can see Ordi has a market cap of 71 million. Pepe over there has 15 million market cap. Meme has a 6.8 million market cap. So you're starting to see some run up and you're starting to see some money being spent in the BRC network. So cool story, bro. It looks like Bitcoin is joining the meme craze. Now, Crypto.com CEO Chris Marszalek warns to expect pain as U.S. banking crisis unfolds. Now, here we just had a guy who's in that, Jamie Dimon, saying, everything's fine. And now we have Crypto.com CEO Chris saying, oh, it's not fine. The whole thing. And here's the thing. The guy in it is saying, I think we're pretty much at the end. The guy who's not in it, who's had a cantankerous relationship with the banking community because of his stance, is saying, oh, it's going to get worse. So I don't know which one that I'm going to rely on. I'm not going to rely on Chris. I think Chris is probably at Crypto.com is probably as honest as the day is long, but he's also a billionaire. So like I keep telling you, I don't trust any billionaire. They're all liars, right? So his honesty is when it suits him, I want to say. And he's trying to be, if you ever follow him, if you don't, by the way, go follow him on Twitter. He's pretty straightforward about everything. And he doesn't tip his hat a whole lot. And let you know, again, you don't see him out here trading SUI. Remember, if somebody entered the room when I said SUI and they started looking around you, put them on a diet. You know what I'm talking about. But anyway, he basically sticks to crypto and leaves himself there and doesn't expose himself to stupid shit. Now, remember, we did have the thing between CZ Binance and Crypto.com a few months back. And when that happened, Chris said, hey, why don't you shut the fuck up and mind your own business? And also, here's our proof of reserves. What about you? And then CZ Binance had to apologize because CZ Binance is not above attacking other people and institutions in order to leverage his position and increase it. But you haven't seen the same thing from Crypto.com. So I don't like him because he's a billionaire. But so far, I haven't really caught anything that makes me say, you lying scumbag. So we'll see how he plays out long term. But also, Crypto.com has started to move. The Crow token has started to make some gains. And we're seeing, aside from the up-down trading, which is basically a simplified version of futures, that Crypto.com is staying in touch with the people. And you know what? Maybe it's going to be listing one of my favorite tokens pretty soon. Now, moving on, we're getting into some a little bit crazier shit. So we're going to be talking about Luna Classic. So now the question, and this was a joke question, okay? This is a joke question to speculate and answer, and you don't always have the answer to it. But the question is, will Luna Classic reach $1? Well, Ed Kim has introduced a new way to burn Terra Classic, and what he's done is he's created over here. This is the AI app chain called Block Entropy. Still building it. Here's a sneak peek at the white paper that is almost finished. Now, that doesn't mean that the chain is almost finished or the project is, but that the white paper on how it works is. So he's going to put it on Testnet Playground. It's going to go public sometime in mid-May, and Testnet will only support a small set of ML interference tasks at a time: AI image diffusion, text language models, music generation, distributed training, fine-tuning Python APIs, and snark verification comes later. In order to obtain Testnet tokens, you'll need to send real LUNC to the burn address. So you're going to have to burn tokens in order to participate in this. Interchain accounts module is done. We'll need to test on LUNC L1 testnet, pass governance prop, then coordinate with JL1TF after parity is achieved to incorporate IC8 into Luna Classic. If you've pinged me and I haven't responded, it's because I've been busy. So very cool. Even Alex Forshaw came out and said, very cool, congrats. Seems like a lot of people are getting pretty excited because now we have a literal proposal here on how Luna Classic is going to burn what would amount to a shit ton of tokens. So it's an AI app building atop Terra Classic, allowing for the creation of a new AI-powered blockchain that can facilitate a plethora of AI-based applications. Once it's ready, the product will support a limited number of machine learning inference tasks. Kim noted they plan to add support for distributed training, fine-tuning, Python APIs, and snark verification. Project Entropy is all about burning Luna Classic. Integrating AI into the Luna Classic platform is a major development for the network as more crypto firms tap into AI to improve their businesses and user experiences. As LUNC gains more utility with time, I should add, by the way, that Chris and Crypto.com have introduced their own AI, Amy, to help you in your crypto investments. If you haven't, go to Crypto.com and try it out. It's actually pretty cool. As LUNC gains more utility with time, with burns and staking decreasing the circulating supply, the coin can reach $1. This new development would also help boost Terra Classic prices. The cryptocurrency gains traction due to its usage of AI products. So, what's my favorite token? It's going to be Volt. You can ask me that for a long time, and it's going to be Volt. So let's move on here. Balaji loses 1 million Bitcoin bet as US dollar fails to collapse. So what we did is we got this. He thought the reason that he was making this bet because he thought that it was going to absolutely collapse, which, you know, that's bullshit. He shouldn't be betting on the whole world to collapse because isn't the US dollar the whole world? Well, so he lost the bet. With this other guy, God damn it, where did his name go? It's Medlock something or other, James Medlock. So he paid $500,000. They settled early. $500,000 to James Medlock, and then $500,000 to the Give Directly charity. So they settled it, and then the bizarre chain of events was set in motion. Blah blah blah. Srinivasan, who has more than 900,000 followers, responded with, "I will take the bet." This is one of those tweets. So as of the time of the writing, Bitcoin is trading at 28,517. And what ended up happening was that Srinivasan's failed bet drew mockery from some, with Bloomberg journalist Joe Weisenthal tweeting that it had helped raise awareness about the soundness of fiat currency. Duh. Now, here's the thing. Was that the goal? That's the question that you have to ask yourself right now. Did crypto overall, did it just get played by Balaji Srinivasan, billionaire investor who thought it was worth $1 million in a bet to help strengthen the US dollar compared to the rest of the world? Because the US dollar, oh, my bad, it's not struggling. Here's the US dollar going way back. The US dollar is not struggling. So, what are we saying here? You know what I mean? Could we have gotten played is the question, I guess, the question of the day. And I mean, I suppose it's entirely possible that we did get played. And this Srinivasan asshole, billionaire, played the entire group of people, and it was worth $1 million. I wonder what he made. I hope somebody is smart enough and wise enough to dig through his quarterly reportings and figure out what he made during this quarter while making that bet. Be interesting to see here. Now, we're going to go through a bunch of Twitter stuff here. First, if everyone is sending all these fresh, crappy meme shizzles, then why are you not sending my Volt meme bag with it? Now, I just said, somebody asked me, what's my favorite token? My favorite token is Volt. I'm the most volted motherfucker on the planet. Sorry, Pablo, but look, I do Volt content every single day, just like other people and stuff like that. I don't live in Telegram because, Telegram and shit like that is not for me. But why is Volt not sending? Well, I mean, I think that the answer to that is actually very simple. It's not sending because this market is right now based on zero tax items. Now, what are zero tax items? It's the Pepe. It's the Bobo, it's Musk, Baby Bob, Wojak, Pooh, every one of them, zero taxes. What comes after that with zero taxes? Pepe. And then you have Cult out here. And then you have Bob out here. And then you have Bull, Nezuko, Wonka, GME, every single one of these has zero taxes. Why? Because this is just a field for people to play. People are tired of not having a meme coin out that they can trade, right? What are you seeing? What's driving the price action, which we're starting to see a little bit of recovery on Pepe, which would be good for the overall market because it went down to about I want to say 8,000 just a little while ago, and we're seeing a big green candle right now as people are starting to get bullish again, and the price is pumping up. Looks like maybe going to drop that zero one more time, so we might be seeing that. And yeah, Augie's one of them as well. But there was this meltdown, right? Well, as these people keep selling their positions, and that's okay. Like, keep selling your position, no problem. Like no problem here. Like keep selling your position, because eventually the sellers get tired. The bears are going to be done, and there's going to be nowhere for them to go, and then the project just starts to pump, right? People are going to recognize that. People are going to realize that, and the next big run for Pepe is going to start again any second now. We'll start to see another big run from Pepe, as it probably. I want to say that even though this is not a respected trend right here, that we broke it. And by the way, I told you guys that something was going to happen, and we broke the support to the downside. Then we hit our bounce here, and we're on our way back up. So I think that we're probably on Pepe gonna catch this right here at a maximum. So I would be very careful. Don't expect for it to pump super hard. In fact, Kenobi over here, look, chart update. He's with me on this. Back to the 1 hour Pepe chart. This price range is nothing new. We've been consolidating between the yellow lines for the last 2 days. He doesn't have the same lines as I have. I just have this blue top over here, but that's the line that he's talking about. His is a little bit higher. His is based at 1,500. Mine's based more at where it actually settled at around 13 something. But like he says over here, we've been consolidating between the yellow lines for the past 2 days. If this price swing caused you to panic, you're over invested. It's going to be 60F today. Anybody want to go for a long walk with me? So basically what he's saying is just chill the fuck out, because it's getting weird. You know what I mean? So have a little patience, have a little faith. This whole thing is about to reverse one more time. We are not done, quote unquote, running it up. But again, like you see right here, you're seeing people that are waking up and they're jeeting themselves back out. They're selling their positions because, look, that's what the paper hands do. And those are the people that need to get flushed out in order for the project to continue moving, because that sell down pressure is why, of course, the price comes down. So we're at 8,000 just a little while ago, and now we're back up almost to dropping that zero again. So big moves happening for Pepe. The value, we'll see how it goes, right? But if it starts to move again, then guess what? The rest of this market starts to move again. Now, earlier it was 49 million in trading volume. Right now it's 50 million in trading volume. So the trading volume is picking up. In the same context over here, so for Phoenix, if you're watching, and by the way, this was retweeted by Volt, by the Volt Inu main, right? It says, consecutive high lows for a year now. I guess we need more retail money to get in now and to send these higher cap memes. And yes, that actually is the case. You're going to have to have more capital enter the market, or the capital that's going to be willing to pay a 13% tax in and out. That it does represent that's prohibitive to big time investors and traders. Now, here's the problem with that logic, though. Like, you're watching you're watching Pepe move, right? But one of the things that you're not paying attention to, or the volatility about it all, does come from these bots. Now, you don't see it as much on Pepe because there's a lot of retail sentiment, but this constant trading volume here, you don't get that with Volt. That's kind of the difference. The taxes were there to prevent it, to prevent people from moving shit into different wallets. There were preventative measures that were in place to prevent certain things from happening. And here's the thing: just because we're having this meme coin season right now, Just because we had that doesn't mean that this is the end. Like we're still going to see. It's like it's sell o'clock on the Dow Jones, right? So one of the other pieces that you're going to see when it's sell o'clock on the Dow Jones, which is it's down by 8 points, by the way. But one of the things that you're going to see is you're going to see money and capital start to flow back in, but it'll come into Bitcoin, not into meme coins. So just remember that. So this is a process. Now, the one thing that I can tell you as a saving grace for this market is that Pepe is doing whatever the fuck it wants to do. So maybe, perhaps, you'll see this thing just start to send again, and you'll see the rest of this market start to send again for one more last grasp, or maybe it's done. There's always the possibility it could be done. And if you made money off of it, good. If you didn't, then if you get that last run, hopefully you make a little bit off of it and you make like a big move. But I don't think they're dead yet. I don't think they're finished. But again, there's a lot of people waking up this morning and they're like, oh God, I got take my profits because the FOMC is coming out today, and whatever the fuck people do. So you'll see a lot of red during the course of the day. They're going to flush themselves out, and then you'll probably see this thing start to rocket up again, because that's just what Pepe does. And then of course we'll see it within the rest of this market, and hopefully there'll be some pumps and people make a few bucks. Nothing has changed, by the way, about any of the plans, except the FOMC is getting closer and closer. So don't let that fall on deaf ears. By the way, Volt Inu has now had the 150th project add the Volti change widget. And look, that's not bad for just getting started. If this continues, then this mass adoption phase is going to be phenomenal for Volt in the long run. And moving on here, as I'm posting a video 12 hours ago and talking about crypto, Ed K111, I don't know if you're in here or not, Eddie Costanto, look at the price action of Volt. What's happened? Thanks. I mean, guys, listen, I don't make the rules. I just read them to you. Crypto's down the last bunch of days. It's not meme coin season. Like, I don't know how to explain. I don't know how to explain the logic of meme coins, the logic of altcoins and stuff like that. Like, here's the thing: when it's altcoin season, we're going to start to see altcoins run. Meme coins, high tax meme coins, I'm not sure. I think that I did see Pablo talking about that they are considering lowering taxes, which would be wise at this point. So there's plenty of different things that you'll see happening over on Volt. Now, here's the thing: if I'm a Volt holder and I'm hearing them quote unquote talk about reducing tax, then I'm like, what do you mean talk about it? Why won't you do it? Just to get that trading volume, right? Well, what's the purpose of the trading volume unless the reason that you look? Here's the thing: who are you answering to when you do that? It's very simple, right? You're answering to the sellers, right? You're answering to the people who want to pump the chart so that they can sell. And I mean, look, I'm not saying that it's a disservice. I'm not saying that it's a disservice, okay? But it doesn't accomplish what Volt wants to accomplish long term if you just get rid of all of the taxes and you just say, all right, everybody, just go for it. Now, if you do that, when you've got a fully functioning ecosystem that supports everything, like, for example, if Volti Change is earning money, if Volti Eco is earning money, if Volti Flex is earning money, if it's earning real world capital that you are then using to fund the continued building of your project, perfect. That's exactly what it's supposed to do. That's exactly what it should do, and that'll be awesome. But if it's not doing that yet, then all you're doing is giving lip service to a bunch of people who are just waiting for by the way, this bot is named Jared from Subway. If you go here and you look at this front run bot, OXAE, click on it and follow it. His name is Jared from Subway. So I hope that puts a pedo smile on your face. But anyway, so if you want Jared from Subway dumping in the pond, then I mean, okay, but I don't think that's good for. I don't think it's good for anybody or anything. Like I don't consider that to be. And I'm not defending, by the way, the taxes because I don't like them either. But it is a necessary thing to build a project. And if you're not building the project and the project's not fully developed yet, then what are you doing, right? And look, if you leave and you if you leave and you sell and you make a profit, more power to you, right? There you go. If you don't like it, buy it on a centralized exchange. There's no tax on that. Now you do have to leave your money on centralized exchange. You can't transfer it off. Otherwise there's a 13% tax. So, you know, I mean, it's a risk game. You decide what your risk is. But look, you have options. You do have options. And what, by the way, the reason that 13% tax stays right now on transfers is to prevent arbitrage, so that people are not jacking the prices every which way. You know, all of that stuff ends at some point. But again, the ecosystem has to be built. And if you're mad because the ecosystem is not built yet, that's on you. Sell, walk away, and let everybody else moon it at some point in the future. And look, if it does a 10x, good. If it does 100x, great. If it does 1,000x, it's not going to do 1,000x, by the way, but fantastic. And by the way, I'm not saying it because I don't like Volt. Like 1,000x, I think is a 50. That's a 60 billion market cap right now. And I don't know that 60 billion market cap is in the cards for any token again. I'm not sure yet. But I think the burning of the tokens is going to create enough value for anybody. You don't need a 60 billion market cap. If you could just get a 20 billion market cap out of Volt during a real bull run, and you've reduced exponentially some of the supply of tokens, then you are a multi-millionaire. So, but it's still too much, please. I mean, that would be my opinion. If it's your opinion that the tax is too high, don't invest. You're not entitled to every token, right? Not every token is for you, and you're not for every token. So if you don't like it, and you don't like something about it, don't invest in it, and problem solved. But if you do, then just have a little patience with it, because they're working on shit, and they're trying to make their way through this maze of cryptocurrency to put some value on everything. And yes, people think that if you just remove the tax, then it's just going to moon. But again, those are just the sellers. So you really can't worry about those. There we go. If there's no rate hike, Selmo is going to buy me a car. How about that one? If there's no rate hike, we're going to be at 37,000. And just remember, by the way, for those of you that don't know, Selmo is and has been, this is my guy over here. He's been a little bit bearish about the market, and he thought we're still in a bear market. I thought we're in a bull market. So over on the crypto shop, I keep going in there and I keep telling you, and I've been doing this since December. You guys know this. I've been doing this for 6 months now, and I've been telling you where crypto's going. And every time you say, "Oh no, you're wrong," you end up being the one that's wrong, right? Because I understand what's happening right now, right? And look, you don't have to like it, but the pattern is playing out the way the pattern always plays out, and it's crazy, but it is playing out that way, and it hasn't changed. Even with the dip today, even when you look at the market right now and you say, well, it's 28,337. Yeah, the market goes up, the market goes down. The general consensus is, does the market continue to go up, or does the market continue to go down? Well, we've touched over here. You can see this right here. This is the total market cap. We have now touched the collapse of the Luna Classic ecosystem. We've touched that a couple times. The question is, can we get over that? Because if we do, the bull run is here. This right here is the August top of when we had the little bit of a recovery from Ethereum, when Ethereum was doing the merge. And that's not really one. I just kept it on there. Here's the collapse of FTX. They're important dates, right? But the most important date is this one right here. This is the collapse. Oh no, I'm sorry. That's the June collapse. Let me go up here. One more. This is the June collapse over here when Celsius and Three Arrows Capital fell. Up here is where we had the fall of Terra Luna. So we got a long way to go, but if we can use this as support instead of resistance at this point, then we're going to have a full-on bull run. If that happens, by the way, and we get back up here, then we're going to be at 30,000, but that's not the move. The move right now is 37,310, and it's coming. And if you don't believe me, it's okay. Go out and start looking at other people's charts. Go out and look at everybody who's doing technical analysis on Bitcoin right now, everybody who's recognizing the parabolic cycle has started. And then when you do, you'll see what I'm seeing, and that is what you're having is this move right here, which is going up, up, up and away. And what happens is this is the next move, right? So we're going to have this blah, 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 blah bullshit, trading a little sideways and stuff like that. But the move is the move. And I've already screwed the move up because I didn't do it as harsh enough as what it's actually doing. But you get the point. It's headed to 37,000. There's nothing you can do about it. Doesn't mean that we're not going to come down here to 25. We should be testing 25 because it's good. And you can see right here, the reasons why it's good is because this represents a massive level of support and resistance going back for a long period of time. That's actually a great spot right now for a strong bounce. We don't get nearly as strong a bounce if we go to 26,800. As you guys just saw when we hit 26,800 not that long ago, we didn't get the big bounce that you would be looking for. We just got a bounce. And as you can see here, it was a soft one. So what you want is you want to see that bounce coming off of something where, like right here, 25,000 is there's just plenty of support right there. So then it starts moving fast. So there we go. But for all intent and purposes, 37,300 is the next big move, and it's coming. And we're going to be watching it, and we're not going to believe it when we see it. We're going to be like, Jesus Christ, is this really happening? And then we're going to come back out here, and we're going to look at long-term out here, and we're going to pull this out, and then we're going to do a volume profile. And when we do this volume profile, and I should have left this goddamn volume profile out. We're going to do 256 on that, and then boom. Is that where we're going? Well, crypto trends into the places where the most trading volume is, right? Where's the most trading volume? It starts up here at 37,000. You might see a little bit of a pause at 36,000 right here, but then it's going to head up into this 39,000 range. So it'll be between 36 and 39,000, settling in at around 37,000. It's the nature of the beast. And people who are not seeing this, don't respect them. People who are not seeing how this market works and how this market does, and that this market always consolidates in specific places, they don't understand the market, and they shouldn't be telling anybody what to do. And I'm not telling you what to do. I'm just pointing out that you should be recognizing this kind of shit. So between 36 and 39 is where we're going, leaving it at around 37.3. And you can't do anything about it except be along for the ride, because it's going to be an interesting ride. Finally, 1:30 today, we're going to know a little bit more about the FOMO, about the FOMC meeting, and then we'll see what happens. So I hope that answered everybody's questions. I hope everybody got some information that they need. Pepe dipping a little bit back down again as people continue their little sell-off. But that big green candle, that's just the start of a recovery, and we have a bounce off of the support. So if this plays out to a bounce, and then we use the 50 SMA for support, then we're back up into 1200 pretty soon, maybe even testing the top one more time. But again, I don't know after that what's going to end up happening. But look, if you're freaking out because you've been invested in it, remember, we've been here before, and we're going to continue to be here as this continues to move, or doesn't move. Maybe it's done. Who the fuck knows, right? Don't overinvest yourself. Don't get yourself in a bad position. You'll be just fine. This is not financial advice. My name is Bleeves. I'm always right. Thank you so much for tuning in. Selmo, 37,300. I will see you there soon. I know you don't believe it, but that's okay, because I believe in you. And we'll talk to you for bedtime tonight.
Whoa, another shot of the bullet. Loaded, got complex, cocking and pulling. That bottleneck look like the Loch Ness. What are we doing? I'm about to fall out, boy, in the proofs and the pudding. So, can we forget about the things I said when I was drunk? I ain't mean to call you that. I'm ice cold like the keg the bartender tap on another.